Hey there, I'm Karen Marie, professional psychic, and this is Psyched Up for Sunday, February 27th, 2022. Thank you so much for tuning in. And for those of you who shared my video with others last week, really appreciated it. The viewership has been creeping up, so have the subscriptions. This little baby YouTube channel that I started a couple of years ago on the insistence of my guides. Several years before, my guides started telling me they wanted me to do this YouTube channel. And my first response was to kind of say, F that, no way, I'm not going to get on video every week. And I don't know, no, no, no. So it took a couple of years of them working on me to convince me, okay, all right, I'll do it. So now I'm actually enjoying it. So they knew better than I did, but would still love for the viewership to increase and subscriptions to increase. So please share this video with your friends and I would really appreciate it. So if you have been watching my videos already, you know that I have been feeling that we were going to have war on this planet. I've said it a number of times over the last several months, just been feeling it. Why have I been feeling it? Because of Pluto in the last degrees of Capricorn. Now, Pluto represents death and transformation. It may have been demoted as a planet, but it still packs a powerful punch in astrology. Capricorn is our institutions, our government. It's an earth sign. It's the foundation that we stand on. Pluto is death and transformation, power and control. So whatever Pluto gets around or near, or whatever planet gets near Pluto, is transformed. It's left changed. There's no way. It's like dropping a hand grenade at your feet. It's Pluto's like a wrecking ball, right? So we've been having this last week. It was exact. The United States is having its Pluto return, which means that Pluto has come back to the exact same spot in the skies that it was when the United States was formed in July 4th, 1776 at 5:10 p.m. in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. So we are there again. And so what's interesting to me is when Putin invaded Ukraine was on our exact Pluto return. Not only that, Mars, the planet that represents war, was at 23 degrees of Capricorn, exactly square Eris, which is at 23 degrees of Aries. And again, for those of you who have been watching me for a while, I've been talking about Eris off and on. Eris is a very slow moving asteroid, and Eris represents how we stand up for ourselves, protesting, like standing up for our rights. So Eris has been in this degree point in Aries for a couple of years now, and the protests in our country have been strong and powerful. The people are standing up. Pluto can be protesting from the people. So on the day that Putin went into Ukraine, we had Eris squaring. Squaring is a contentious relationship, Mars, the god of war, right? And Pluto's in this last degrees, transforming this old school power paradigm. And I've been talking about this for a while, but I'll go over it again if this is the first time you're watching, or if you just need a refresher. So Pluto has been transforming the power paradigm. So think about who and what had the power when the United States was formed, right? White man, white men with money and power and control. This power and control paradigm, white men in particular with money, has been the paradigm. The white men have been ruling and running things all over the globe. And Putin is an example of this old school power paradigm, power over people, because you have white skin, power and money, then you're going to run things, you're going to rule things. So I've been saying that this Tower of Babel has been going to raise its ugly head, and people that are in power and control and want to hold on to it are going to be acting out, right? So Putin is a prime example of this. The good news on this is that I don't believe he's going to stay in power because of this, because he represents this old power paradigm. Pluto will be moving into Aquarius. Pluto dips into Aquarius next year, 2023, then comes back into Capricorn. 2024, Pluto moves into Aquarius to stay for the next Like it's been in Capricorn since 2008. So Pluto takes a while to transit a sign. When Pluto, power and controlled transformation, moves into Aquarius, the energy is much different. Capricorn is an earth sign. It's the solid foundation. It's the pillars. It's how we, and Pluto's shaking it up, right? When Pluto moves into Aquarius, it's an air sign. It's the wavy lines. It's how we all vibe together. Aquarius represents humanity and everybody mattering. So when when Pluto tips over into Aquarius by 2024, I don't believe Putin will still be in charge of Russia, and it could happen anytime between now and then. That I think the people are going to rise up in some way and get rid of him. That's just my psychic take, and I don't get any details on when or where. I also find it interesting that this everybody united, humanity united is what's come up in resistance to his attack on Ukraine. It's not just the United States is having to fight or stand up or back Ukraine. All of the world is standing up and protesting and backing and uniting together. So this is very much Aquarian themes already showing up, right? And so this is interesting to me that this Pluto return had a different dynamic of the United States standing up in unison with other countries against this rebel here on the other side of the planet. So we're going to continue to see changes within our own country. However, Pluto has had an exact conjunction this last week. It'll have another one this summer and then another one at the end of the year. So we're having several rounds of this exact Pluto return, and Pluto's going to stay conjunct the United States. Pluto conjunct anything within 7 degrees is considered conjunct. Then the closer it is, the more powerfully we feel this, right? The other powerful thing about Pluto this week is that Venus and Mars, which have been traveling together, which is another rare transit. Now, Venus went just onto the other side of Pluto. So she crossed over Pluto in December, then she went retrograde, right? She went all the way back, and now she's turned around at the end of January. She's moving back forward, but she's worn out. She's exhausted. Usually Venus moves faster than Mars. So they'll get together, but usually Venus passes up Mars and keeps on going. Because she's gone retrograde and is kind of wiped out, Mars is actually ahead of Venus. Super rare. And they're going through a transit right now where they're traveling together in the skies for about a month. It's already been going on for almost 2 weeks. It'll go into March, middle of March, where these two, Venus, which represents our love, what we love, who we love, how we receive energy, right? It's the planet of love and relationships. It's also our money. And Mars, which represents how we put energy into things, how we take action. Mars is the male dynamic on the planet. Venus is the feminine. It's the coming together of the masculine and the feminine. And like I said earlier, Mars is also the god of war, right? And Venus is the goddess of love. So like love and war coming together, right? So what's going on in the globe right now, right? Is that this coming together, like people are, it reminds me of 9/11, where people are standing up in unity. Like what's going on the other side of the planet has caused this uprising and powerful love and prayer going out to the people of Ukraine. But also there's the war energy going on, right? That's masculine principle, but it's come together, right? To me, there's way more love being stirred up right now than one little dictator and all his war machines. So that's the benefit. They're approaching Pluto together. So Pluto's at 27 degrees of Capricorn. Right now, as I'm recording this, Venus is at 24 degrees and Mars is at 25 degrees. They're within a minute of each other. Venus is 24 degrees and 53 minutes. Mars is 25 degrees and 25 minutes. So they're super close together, right? So this week, Mars will be crossing over Pluto on Wednesday, the 2nd, and then Venus is crossing over Pluto the next day on Thursday. So they're bam, bam. So Mars crossing over Pluto, Mars and Pluto coming together. So we got the god of war, the male energy, how we take action on the planet coming together with Pluto, death and transformation, right? So the gnarliest day can be coming up, and we feel these transits ahead of time. We feel them afterwards, but they're super potent on the day of. So Mars conjunct Pluto on Wednesday, to me, this is like the highlight of the week. It's also where we have a new moon this week. We'll have a new moon, which means the sun and the moon are together in Pisces. It'll happen at 11:35 a.m. here in Austin. It'll be 12 degrees and 6 minutes of Pisces, where the sun and the moon are going to come together. What's super powerful about this new moon, besides it's the same day that Mars is conjunct Pluto, the sun and moon are going to be conjunct Jupiter. Jupiter expands things, makes things bigger. So new moons are always a time to plant new seeds. They're new initiating, new beginnings, right? So the fact that this new moon is happening the same time it's conjunct Jupiter, which makes like whatever seeds you plant for this new moon, like this is the week to set specific intentions for what you want in your life, right? How you want to take action, where you want to be putting your energies, also what you want to be receiving, because Venus will be crossing over Pluto that very next day within 24 hours of this. Venus, how we receive energy in our relationships, our love, our money, is going over Pluto. So there can be a transformation in money and currencies as well. Like I've also been predicting volatile stock markets for a while. And this is a couple reasons. Venus conjuncting with Pluto, transformation. This will be her third time to interact with Pluto since December. So just think about what's been going on in your life since December. Has any relationships in your life been transformed? Has any financial energy in your life been transformed? Have you received energy from others? Getting clear about what you love, who you love, what's gone on for you personally since December with all this energy of Venus interacting with Pluto 3 different times. So we have this beautiful, powerful new moon conjunct Jupiter, which just makes the power of the new moon that much more potent. So really over the next couple of days, be thinking about what intentions that you want to plant, what seeds you want to plant for your life in terms of your love life, with both Venus and Mars crossing over Pluto this week. There will be transformations in relationships, positive and negative. So you can just really bring out the best of a relationship. It can be the death of relationships this week. You can have like, oh, hell no, no more of this, or yes to the new. Like there can be new relationships coming in this week, or new relationships that have already come in, get cemented, and you like get initiated, anointed, as it were, and you can be going, I am done with this as well. So this is super powerful, super potent. Mercury, thankfully, has come out of its shadow. So it went retrograde in January. It is now out of its shadow, and Venus will be out of its retrograde shadow by Tuesday, the 1st. So then we'll have all planets direct. We already have all planets direct. When Venus moves out of her shadow, it's kind of like, new frontier. It is the time to initiate new projects. It's go time. So this new moon happening after these planets have come out of retrograde and cleared their shadows, and all planets are moving forward, and it's conjunct Jupiter, the great, it brings benefits and good luck. This is a powerful, potent week for new beginnings in relationships, new beginnings in areas where you want to take action. Transformational energy is afoot this week. And I also see Pluto transforming things for all times. Like it is a change in karma. So you can be feeling that you are changing your karma in your relationships. Like whatever the karmic loop, the karmic pattern that you've been repeating over and over and over again, chances are with this Venus crossing over, and because she's already interacted with Pluto twice before, round 3, the 3rd time's the charm, this is a great shift. So this is the time to stride out new beginnings, especially in relationships, or endings. Like new moons are usually new beginning times, but when there's an end, there's a beginning, right? So there can also be powerful endings, not just in relationships, but other areas where you want to put your energy and your attention, like you may be moving in new directions. The other thing that's powerful around this new moon energy is that Mercury will be conjunct Saturn in Aquarius. Mercury representing our thoughts and our communication, representing Saturn, conjuncting with Saturn, which is how we form things, how we restrict energy. It's where we set up boundaries. So it can feel like you're forced to have some communication, forced to rethink something, that how it can show up. Saturn can be a teacher, like how we're being guided and directed, but it could also feel sort of like Saturn doesn't move very quickly, and it can be kind of like the old piano teacher with the ruler on your fingers. So you may feel some sort of pressure to say something, pressure to rethink something as well. So that energy is going on as well. So let me go like a day by day. So right now we have the moon in the first decan of Aquarius on Sunday. Moving into Aquarius, the moon is more free. It's moon represents our intuition, our psychic abilities. It's also the people. The moon traditionally in astrology represents the people. And so as it's moving to Aquarius, the sign of humanity, there is this heightening of people coming together this week. It's also a heightening of prayer and spiritual energy because the sun and Jupiter and Neptune are all in Pisces. So we have this stellium in Pisces that's super powerful. The sun is moving closer to Jupiter, which illuminates this need for all of us to get spiritual, all of us to listen to your intuition. So all this week, it's already been happening. Neptune's been in Pisces for a while. It's the ruler of Pisces. Jupiter was the old ruler of Pisces. Back when the only planets they used in astrology were the ones they could see with the naked eye, Jupiter was the ruler of Pisces at that time. So we got the co-rulers of Pisces in Pisces. The sun is in there. So we're in Pisces season, which is about spirituality. It is about meditation and prayer. I think people who don't even usually pray have been praying this week for the situation on the planet. So that's a benefit. Anything that causes you to plug into spirit is a benefit, right? And how I have been looking at the war in Ukraine, it's poison. It's a negative situation. It's an obstacle. As a longtime Buddhist, I was trained in my Buddhist practice a long time ago to view any conflicting situation in your life, any obstacle, any negative situation as poison that needs to be turned to medicine, as an obstacle that needs to be turned into a benefit. And in the alchemical process of transforming poison to medicine or an obstacle to a benefit, you grow. There's something positive that happens as a result of having to overcome the negative obstacle in your life. So that's the prayer that I've had this week, and I invite you to join me for the situation in Ukraine, is for this poison to turn to medicine somehow, this obstacle to turn to a benefit for everyone's lives who are personally affected and for the entire planet. So that's been what I've been putting out there in prayer. If you listen to my dailies that I put on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok, you'll know that I suggested that we all have that vision a couple of days. Yesterday, I guess I put that out there. It's what I was getting strongly from the divine. All right, so we have the moon in Aquarius, Monday and Tuesday. Wednesday, it moves into Pisces, and this when it has the new moon in the morning. The sun will sextile Uranus on Tuesday. So a sextile is a positive relationship. Uranus is the great awakener. It's sudden, unexpected things. This is sudden, unexpected to me. It's insights, spiritual ahas. But Uranus is in Taurus. So Taurus represents the earth itself. So we can literally feel shaking up on the planet. In a positive aspect, it brings out the best of what's going on the planet. But you can have sudden insights, sudden aha moments, something powerful that comes into your life in a positive way with a sextile. So, and Uranus is the ruler of Aquarius. It's in Taurus though, so it's not as comfortable in Taurus. Taurus represents our values and the earth itself, our food. So there can be sudden shakeups in even how you value yourself or how you are valued by other people. This can happen on a personal level. Since the sun will be in the second decan, this is really more about, I feel, relationships with other people. There's something that can be revealed, something unexpected in your circle and your connections with others that can happen on Tuesday. Again, Uranus can be disconcerting initially. If Uranus knocks something down or takes something away, it will replace it with something better. So Wednesday, we have Mars conjuncting Pluto. We have the new moon in Pisces conjunct Jupiter. This, I mean, to me, this is such a powerful, powerful day. So, you know, Pisces, let me just talk a little bit about Pisces energy. Pisces is creativity. It's the spiritual psychic energy. So there could be like, because it's creative, spiritual, psychic, like you may, and if you've been thinking about, I need to start a regular meditation practice, this is the week to initiate it for sure. You could find that you have downloads of something creative. You could get downloads about something to write, poetry, music, art. You could be inspired creatively in a powerful way this week because of this new moon in Pisces. Okay, so Venus crosses over Jupiter, I mean, not Jupiter, Pluto on Thursday. So this is where there can be a come to Jesus in your relationships. Like, okay, this is it. New beginnings, endings, powerful endings. The moon will be moving and will be conjuncting Neptune. So you should be super clear around whatever this is, the beginnings, the endings, whatever they are. You could have been having dreams about them this week with the moon moving through Aquarius and then into Pisces. Like, this is super psychic territory in the charts. So easy to get powerful downloads. I have been having crazy vivid dreams for a while now, but even more so now that the sun has moved into Pisces. Like, Jupiter's there, Neptune's there. So psychic ability stuff has been on. My readings have been off the chain this week or the last couple weeks, but new clients are coming into me. Thank you for those of you who are new to my fold and have just discovered readings with me, or past life regressions, rebirthing, psychic development, instruction. All of that's been happening. So let's see, let me look at some more of my notes here. So the moon will be moving into Aries by this weekend, where you watch out for people with anger issues. That's what I'm seeing every time the moon goes through Aries, is there's a lot of volatility. A lot of people getting pissed off. So watch that over the weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Watch your own personal anger. Also, Mars, the god of war, the ruler of Aries, that could be also happening as Mars crosses over Pluto. So anger issues could get stirred up this week just because of that too. So we've got the Mars in the last degrees of Capricorn energy going on. And then when the moon moves into Aries, like, it could be super dicey out there. So just next weekend, like, duck and cover. This whole week is super powerful in lots of different ways. But with the spiritual stellium going on, I think it's going to be amazing for spiritual connections and psychic download. Like, this is one of the most powerful weeks I've seen. So Mars and Venus are going to be moving into Aquarius by next weekend as well. So they're going to be both at the same degree point that the Great Conjunction happened in December of 2020. Remember that Saturn and Jupiter were together at 0 degrees of Aquarius. So super interesting. That initiated a new 20-year cycle between these two planets. And now Venus and Mars are going to be together in this same point in the skies. So think back to what got initiated in December, not this past one, but this December before that, in terms of relationships, right? Because here now, Saturn, how we form things, Jupiter expanding things. And now we have Venus and Mars there. So it's kind of like echoing whatever theme got started in your life. And again, this will differ depending on where you have these signs in your chart. And so if you don't know about that, you can contact me and we can drill down and I can tell you what areas of your life that this stuff shows up in. For example, whatever area Pluto has been in since 2008 has been completely changing that area of your life. Like, for example, me, I have Capricorn in my fourth house. Fourth house is home, it's family, it's mother, it's yourself as a mother. So I've changed homes several times since Pluto has been moving through Capricorn. I wouldn't be surprised if I don't change my home again between now and when it moves out of Capricorn. I've had changes with my children since 2008. I've had changes with my own mother since then. I've had power struggles, Pluto there, with the people who manage the duplex that I live in. That's really come to a head. So these are just examples of how Pluto transforming my fourth house of Capricorn has shown up in my life. So depending on what area of your life, if Pluto is in your first house, you may have been transforming how you show up in the world, right? And that may be coming to a head. It's time. It'll be go time, right? If you have Capricorn in your second house, you could be transforming your job, your relationships, how you feed yourself. Your food could have changed, your physical body, your values could have been completely transformed, your money could be completely transformed. If you have Capricorn ruling your third house, then you've been having transformation in your communication. You may have put something out there. You may have started something on social media. You may have written a book. You may be having deep level conversations with the people in your life that have been transformative. These are just examples of the different areas of your life and how Pluto can be transforming them depending on where you have it in your chart, right? So fifth house is about love, romance, children, creativity. It could be changing that area. The sixth house is about your work, your service to the world, your health. Pluto would be transforming these areas. Your seventh house is the house of relationships. So it could be transforming all, personal relationships, your relationship with your friend circle, your business associates, all that could be transformed. Eighth house is about death and transformation itself. So Pluto's been going through your eighth house. You may be getting psychic downloads. It's the house of the psychic, the occult. It's death and taxes. You could have had transformation in the amount of taxes that you're having to pay. Uh, Communication from loved ones that have crossed. You may have been all of a sudden able to denote that yourself. Ninth house is the house of higher learning, spiritual growth and development, foreign travel. So you may have found if Pluto has been transiting your ninth house, if that's where your Capricorn is, you've gone back to school, you've finished degrees, you've added degrees, you may have changed spiritual paths, you may be meditating regularly, you may have been traveling all over the world or meeting people from other parts of the world. This is that's ninth house. 10th house is about mission on this planet. You could change up what you wanted to be doing, what you felt called to be doing. It's also dad, it's your boss, so things could be transformed in your life. And if you're a father, it could be transforming. 11th house is about networks, connections with others, our groups that we associate. 12th house is unconscious, subconscious, past life stuff. So you could be having past life flashbacks. You could be going deep into therapy. So these are just examples of how Pluto, if it's showing up in your various houses, how that could show up and be transforming your life for a while. So wherever it's been transforming it, it's coming to a head over these next couple of years. By 2024, it's moving into Aquarius to stay, and a whole new theme will begin. Of course, I'll be talking about that before we get closer to it. Let's see, look, I'm looking at my notes here to see if there's anything else I wanted to talk about. Oh, I had like the Mercury conjunct Saturn energy. So Mercury right now is at 15 degrees, Saturn's at 18 degrees. So it's moving into a conjunction this week. It's already 3 degrees apart. So one of the ways it could show up, I talked about pressure and like feeling heavy, needing to make a decision or something, maybe needing to set clear boundaries with someone in your life, verbalize it, make it clear, stick to your plan. Make a clear plan. Is Saturn's a very like, let's make a plan, let's write it down. Suppression of free speech is another thing I've written down in my notes about that, because Saturn can restrict and Mercury is about communication. So that could show up in some way, shape, form, or fashion this week. So these are the major themes. Venus and Mars moving through Capricorn has been about the coming together of the yin and the yang within us, right? The masculine and the feminine within each of us. Is that balanced? Is the part of you that takes action moving forward and protecting you? Is that fully functioning in your life? The receptive part of you, Venus, that receives energy and is the divine feminine, like how is that balance going on in your life? How is that showing up for you? In Capricorn, it's also about how are you putting your energy into your responsibilities, leadership. It's the father. Capricorn's the father. It's your mission on the planet, how you show up in the world. What do you feel called to be working on? That's Capricorn energy. What rules have you been following? Do you feel like transforming the rules that have been laid out in front of you? When they move into Aquarius, whole new theme. Aquarius again is about humanity. It's about the future. It's about thinking outside of the box. It's unique. It's the different. It's being innovative, right? So there's going to be a complete shift in energies with Mars and Venus moving into Aquarius this week. So the sun is continuing. It's at 9 degrees of Pisces right now. So it's finishing up its first decan, moving into the second decan of Pisces. The sun is about our spiritual connection with each other, right? Our psychic connections with each other. So this week, it's going to be extra easy for people to just pop on your radar, for you to think of Fred and then Fred texts you, for example. To reach out to the people that come across your radar, to pray for the people that come across your radar this week, because there's a reason why you're picking up on them, right? And I really see this great awakening happening, more and more people getting conscious, and more people getting in touch with their psychic abilities, because I believe everyone is psychic. We're all wired with psychic abilities and intuition. For some of us, that volume is just turned up louder, just to start with. Other people's volumes turned down or off. But everybody, if you can start tapping into how psychic abilities show up for you and listen to them, the voice of the intuition, our gut feeling, is connected to our higher self, the part of ourself that knows why we came on the planet. Our logical mind may have no clue. Our higher self, our Buddha nature, Christ self, higher self, divine self, knows why you incarnated now, right? Part of the reason I feel like we're all awake, those of you that are watching this are awake. It just like people who are asleep aren't watching this kind of stuff. So you're waking up, you can do something. You can lend your vibrations to the planet right now. We all can be united in sending prayer to the Ukraine, to lifting the spirits of the people there, praying for poison to be turned to medicine, for this obstacle be turned into a benefit for them in their lives, that this situation could be completely transformed, and that there's, instead of wishing it hadn't happened, that something wonderful is going to come out of this. A lot of these people are having to be displaced, right? They're running out of their country. They're losing everything they have. This can be a major life transformation that they can look back at and say, this is where my life changed for the better. It didn't look like it at the time, but this is positive change in action. So let's all hold that vision for people to get in touch with that. It's certainly inspiring to see the resiliency of the Ukrainian people standing up for themselves, right? So this is, again, Aries' energy, standing up for rights. And I think it's just a powerful time on the planet right now. We're transforming deep level karma that we've had on this planet. It's those of us that can lend our energy, raise your vibration. Like if you're empathic like I am, which means you can feel what's going on with other people, daily, I do my spiritual practices every day without exception. Lately, I've been called to be doing it longer periods. Like typically I'll meditate for 30 minutes every morning. This week it was an hour every morning. And there's a couple days I went in and meditated again in the afternoon, again in the evening. Like it's just like I've been feeling called to raise my vibration, to get above the collective of fear and insecurity and what's shaking down, and really lend the vibration, channel the energy so that the planet gets lifted, right? The more people who spend time plugging in to the higher vibrations, their higher consciousness, the higher levels within themselves, vibrationally, increasing the energy towards love, peace, wisdom, tranquility. These are the higher vibrations. Think about the energy of the divine, right? In the Bible, it talked about this woman was healed just by touching the hem of Jesus's garment. That was the energy he was emulating coming off of him because he was in such a high vibrational place, right? Buddha, the same way. Like, think of the people you respect or have encountered in your life that really walk their talk, that really emulate the energy. Just being around them lifts your spirits. It's a real palatable thing to get in touch with your higher self, bring that vibration out in your own life because it'll transform your own personal life and it will help transform the collective if many of us are doing this together. So let's all raise your vibrations, our vibrations this week, add it to the collective because we can win this balance of yin yang, throw it into a balanced place instead of something that's out of whack, out of balance, into one that's tranquil, harmony, that all people matter. Everybody's energy is important. We all can bring that vision together this week. So, and every day, I mean, but this week in particular, while we have war going down on our planet. So that's what I have for the transits this week. Now I'll go on and I'll do mini readings for all 12 signs. I'll put the timestamps below this video. Now this, I suggest you look at, of course, your sun sign, but also your moon sign and your rising sign. Or if you have a stellium, which means 3 or more planets in a sign, go ahead and take a look at that sign as well. So you can put together the different messages, and this will be whatever you need to hear for this week. And we'll start with the Aries. I'll take a sip of my tea here. Let's start with Aries. What do the Aries need to know this week? What's going on in Aries world? All right, we've got the Dream card. Okay, so this card depicts this woman sitting here by herself, fantasizing, right? Having this vision. So it can represent having a vision of something that you dream about, particularly relationships, right? To have this vision of what you want in relationship. It can mean that you get a vision this week. It could also be a vision of anything that's your dream. Like, what do you dream about? It could be travel, or it could be work that you want for your life, a dream home. So there's a vision I'm getting that is going to be coming in this week for you to, this might be a great week, Aries, to do a vision board with the new moon's energy. Like, put out there, you can do it a small version on a 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper. You can do a post board, grab magazines, write things down. What do you want to create for your life? What's important to you right now in your life? What is your dream? Do you have a dream? Right? The other thing about this card comes up is it comes up all the time in relationship readings when someone's in a relationship, but they're not, they're hoping that this is what the relationship is. They're plugged into their partner's higher self. This happens a lot with psychic people and healer. You can sense the person's potential. Oh my God, I can sense with that this can be such an amazing relationship. If that person is bringing out their own higher self and the best parts of themselves, the problem with this card is this usually is signifying that that person is not, that you're hoping and fantasizing that this higher realm comes out. But the reality is you're sitting there by yourself, just hoping that the best case scenario will happen, right? This also happens with single people who are literally alone and just wanting that relationship. So that can come up. So if you're in a relationship and you're just holding out hope that the person will bring their best self, stop. What are you getting now? How is the person in your life suiting up and showing up? What are they showing you? They are showing you with their lives, with their actions, with what they do. Do they do what they say they're going to do? Are they bringing out their best self? When they say, I'm going to do something differently, do they? Are they stuck in a rut? You keep hoping that something's going to shift or change. If you're stuck in a rut yourself and you're hoping your relationship will change and you've been in it for a while and it hasn't changed, this may be the week with Venus and Mars crossing over Pluto that you realize, I got to take care of me. This is not working for me. I need to remove myself from this situation. Now, this could be the opposite. This could be the fantasy actually coming to life and coming true. You've been putting out there to the universe what you want to experience in love, right? You may actually see that, oh, I'm getting goosebumps with that. So some of you Aries are having love actually show up this week that you've been hoping for. And it does, someone real does manifest in your life this week. And something does become clear that is what you're wanting in your life. So if that's you, congratulations for manifesting what you want. If you're working on something in your life that is a dream project or a creative goal, this may be a week that you can start to make it tangible, make it real, make it a priority to work towards it every day, even at the very least, holding a vision towards it. So that's what I'm getting for the car. I'm also just seeing her hands clasped here together. So to me, this is also like, it almost feels like prayer, like, bring it, she's got her hands together there. It's like whole, like taking care of yourself, like making sure that your self-care is up this week. Are you eating healthily? Are you moving your body in regular ways? Are you, doing things to plug into your spirit? Are you taking walks in nature? Are you soaking in the tub? Are you sitting in front of a fire? Are you letting people know that you want and need support in your life? Like, to me, this could be also just asking for help. You're sitting here alone, wishing that something would shift or change. You may need to pick up the phone and call somebody this week, Aries. Ask for some help, ask for some support. Um, I'm also just really drawn to her garment. It feels like it's the color of the earth. She's just kind of drab, and there's a lovely green shirt she has on here underneath this sort of drab tunic. I just feel like it may be time to like peel off something old about your life and like spruce your life up in some way. Maybe buy yourself some new clothing. Um, and also maybe get out there and dig in the earth too is the other thing. Like, it's a planting the seeds week, right? Plant your garden, dig up some earth, like get some grounding, go for a walk in nature if you can. Um, yeah. I feel like there's something special happening this week though, Aries. I just feel like that there's like the universe has listened to you. I feel like I'm hearing answered prayer comes into your life this week, Aries. So you know, be willing to to shift this karmic pattern, whatever karma you've been experiencing. Allow for a new, like the next level up, like you're playing a video game and you move up to the next level. Like life is transforming for you this week, particularly on the realm of relationships, but also in your pursuit of your dreams and your goals. So there is an upgrade, I guess is the word I'm looking for. There's an upgrade this week. There's something special, something that feels divine, like that you're not doing it all yourself either, that the universe's support is like bringing you your person, or the universe is bringing you vivid dreams or insights or creative ideas or something. There's something really beautiful happening with love and creativity this week with the Aries. So and we'll move to the Tauruses. Got the Harmony card. So this is tuning into your psychic abilities. The third eye here is activated with light coming out of it. The heart chakra here is activated. Harmony, this card often comes up when you're psychically connected to someone else. Here's the double dolphins, taking a leap together. It could be you picking up on someone intuitively. This could be just the beauty and harmony in your relationships, like a primary relationship feels like it's really flowing this week. You two could just have a beautiful connection with someone that's either in spirit or psychically, someone even who's not present, someone that you have a heart tie with. And when you're thinking of them, there you can trust that they're also thinking of you and feeling that almost palatably. Did I say that right? In spirit. There could be vivid dreams this week, just an activation of your intuition in general, just feeling like, wow, am I on psychically this week? Boy, I'm feeling it. There's this blue energy too, this water energy. So it also feels like it's a great time to go for a swim, go sit by water and listen to it and hear it. There's a healing element of water, drinking more water, soaking in the tub, standing in the shower more. This heart chakra activation just feels like a healing and a relief, and feeling loved by the universe, feeling loved by a significant other. It feels really beautiful. This could be love coming in with a dear friend or a family member too. Um, but your psychic abilities this week, it just feels like they are on. They're really guiding you, and really easy to grasp. Intuition feels super strong, super powerful. Relationships feel very harmonious this week. It feels like a relief, a release week. And I'm drawn to the ears. So I also feel like there's good news that you might hear. You may hear from someone that's going to be moving your life forward in some way. Maybe hear some sort of good news, hear about, and it may be good news for someone else too, that you're happy for them. Like you hear that someone else has gotten into a relationship, or someone else has good news on the job front, or someone else has this wonderful creative idea. You may hear about that from someone else as well. It just feels like it's a relief, peaceful, flowing, beautiful, harmonious week. I feel like it's a week of manifesting. The number 10 is jumping out here too. And so it's like holding the space for something to manifest too. And it could very well be love life related, creativity related as well. Um, yeah, it just feels like peaceful, wonderful. You may be drawn to more meditation this week too, Taurus, is like just really having some luck with meditation. Maybe you've been struggling, the mind's been distracted, you haven't been creating enough time for it. And this week it's just easy to slip into that mode of prayer, meditation, chanting. Something feels really beautiful and flowing and divine this week for the Tauruses. Geminis. Do the Geminis need to know? And you get the healing card. This card, it's been crazy how much it's been showing up for so many people. So this is about psychological healing. It's about emotional healing. It's about physical healing, healing of your mind, body, and spirit. Healing when it comes to someone in your life. I'm getting the hand on the gut here. It feels like there's something on a gut level that's healing. It's definitely a week to follow your intuition, listen to your intuition when it comes to how to take action, who to reach out to. There's also the hand on the head here. So it feels like if you're overthinking, Geminis, this is easy for you to do. Try to not think, try to put your head, like imagine putting your two heads to the side and let an intuitive message just come in, is what I'm getting with this. Like let some healing come into your psyche. Heart healing too. There's the beautiful heart chakra opening, the lotus flower here blooming in the heart. So this could be a healing of the heart as well. That you're just feeling some sort of energy from the divine. You may be sending out healing energy yourself. You may be feeling like it's your job to really meditate, send prayer out to the planet this week, emulating this beautiful healing energy. You may change up your food to eat more healing, drinking more water. You may go and let someone else put their hands on you, massage therapist, Reiki master, acupuncturist, chiropractor. You may go to the doctor or to a nurse practitioner this week to get some physical healing. This feels more spiritual to me, though, this week for the Geminis. It just feels like you're getting sort of an anointing that's going to help your spirit feel more at peace, feel more whole, so that then you can emulate and you can generate that energy to others, is what I'm getting for the Geminis this week. Okay, we'll move on to the Cancers. The Innocence card comes up. So this wise old grandfather has something to teach you. This could be getting a message from your father or grandfather, if he's alive on this planet, or getting messages from them in spirit. If they're not, you may feel like you're getting a direct download. This could be whoever shows up as a wise person, male or female, in your life, like someone who gives you sage counsel, sage advice. Like this grandfather knows, he's seen it, he's been there, done that. He knows how to focus on the tiny little things, to put his attention on right now, not get overwhelmed by what life is teaching, but just being able to tap into what you could be grateful for right now today, to take a deep breath. Like, is it something you need to address or learn or know about right now? If so, open up. What do you need to know, see, hear, whatever, do? Like, if it's nothing that you need to try to figure out today, let it go. Take a deep breath. What can you focus on that you can appreciate? What can you be grateful for? This innocence card, too, it could be around a child, a baby, the innocent within you. Like there may be, if you feel like the crusty old person, maybe you're feeling old. This could be just the need to tap into your inner infant and rejuvenate, like see yourself in the beauty of what you were emulating when you were first born. Like that newborn juju is the best stuff on the planet. Have you ever been around a newborn baby? Like it may have been a while. You may need to be able to see that in someone else that's causing you consternation in your life. Like see them as their baby self. See them as they were once pure, without overloaded ego, without whatever they've been crusted around. Like it may be helpful to view someone in your life, if you're having conflict with someone or someone's creating difficulty for you in your life, just to see them in the beautiful innocent juju of a newborn baby that they once were, and know that there's that essence is still alive in them. That may be a way that you can, like, instead of looking at them as the jerk that they are showing up to be right now, we could put in expletives in terms of what you may want to call someone in your life that's not being nice to you, like try to look at their higher self too. Like that's the same kind of energy. Well, it may be easier to envision them as a tiny little helpless infant full of just love and promise. You can also see them in their Buddha nature, see them in their higher self, know that somewhere in their system, even if it's covered up and they're not even connected to it, is this beautiful inner wisdom. Within you is this beautiful inner wisdom. Are you tapped into the beauty that you are, that you came in with the innocence of a newborn baby? Can you tap into that within yourself? Can you tap into your inner wise person? The part of you that knows what you came in here to do, that has the plan for your life, that can generate wisdom for yourself and for others, because there's a need to tap into that this week and just be at peace. Keep it simple is what it feels like. Like we just do the next right thing. Just it's the one day at a time energy is what I'm getting to. It's like just focus on right now. What do you need to do today? These beautiful, like the sky is flowers here in this picture. It's like these beautiful purple flowers. So you may need to like put flowers in your environment. You may need to, you know, get essential oils out and open them of the smell of lavender, the smell of roses, you know, drape yourself in the color purple like I have today. There's something royal, spiritual, powerful with the color purple that you might want to put in and around your life this week too, Cancers. For whatever reason, maybe buy some purple roses for yourself. It'll be interesting if any of y'all come across the color purple in a powerful way this week, Cancers. Let me know how that speaks to you. If something, you know, grabs your attention that's purple. Maybe it's the cover of a book that's purple, or a new outfit that you get that's purple, or you meet someone and they're wearing purple, or an amethyst stone. Like there seems like there's something important about the color purple this week. Maybe you watch that movie, The Color Purple, and it speaks to you. There's something about purple this week, Cancers. So you can let me know. Okay. We'll move to the Leos. What do the Leos need to know this week? What's going on in Leo land? The fighting card. So this situation in the Ukraine could be pissing you off. Like you could be pissed off at Putin. You could have an inner war going on with yourself or someone else in your life. Somebody in your personal life would be making you angry, frustrated, like having to do battle in some form or fashion. So whether it's an internal battle with yourself, a physical or verbal battle with someone outside of you, or whether this situation on the other side of the globe, or even in our Congress, like wherever you're seeing battle and people fighting with each other instead of peace and harmony. What is needed is peace and harmony in whatever situation. So if it is within you and you're fighting within yourself, big dose of peace and harmony in your own life. Like bring yourself to a place of peace, right? If it's in a situation with someone, you're frustrated about what's going down with someone in your life, like, can you envision peace? Can you envision the person that you're fighting with? Can you envision a peaceful negotiation? Can you see the people that you may be frustrated with at peace? Can you see yourself? Can you see the other person at peace? Can you have a vision of peace on the planet? Can you have a vision of peace for our government, for the world? Like there is important to overcome this angry, fighting energy and to take it to the next level, take it to the place of peace. But it also feels like that you may have to suit up and guard yourself. Like you may have been feeling like something's coming you may get a hit intuitively that something's coming that you need to protect yourself for. So there may be a real need to put on protective armor in a situation. Maybe you're not fighting, maybe you're just needing to protect yourself from somebody else's negative energy. That's can be a way to create peace. I'm just going to armor myself. I'm going to protect my auric field with like a protective armor. You may feel like you need that in your life. You may be going into a battle, symbolic or otherwise, where you need to feel like you are taken care of. You are being protected. You can call in the protective forces to come in and be there with you. Call in your guides, call in your angels. Like, I need help. Send guides and angels to the part of the planet that is at war. Trust that the higher beings that are with all of us and those higher levels of consciousness, that people that are awake on the planet can all make a difference by going to the place of peace. So however that works out for you, aim for peace this week. Aim for peace within, aim for peace in your relationships, send out peace for the planet. That's what I get for the Leos. All right, we'll go to Virgos. What do the Virgos need to know, see, do this week? The Creator card. This is about manifesting. This is about, we are made in the likeness and image of a creator. That's what it says in the Bible. Even though I'm a good Buddhist, I still believe that as well, that we all have this creative spark. We have the inner guru, the inner Buddha, the inner Christ self, the part of ourself that can manifest, right? You can create, you can manifest what you want. So this is saying, hold that vision. Put out there into the universe what you want. And how do you create? How do you manifest? Believe it's possible, right? Whatever it is. Say you want to manifest peace on the planet. Do you have a vision? Do you believe that's possible? Right? Do you believe that we could all be in harmony with each other? Like, sometimes that feels like, I don't know, it doesn't feel like it's really going to be able to be happening. Well, if you can hold a vision for peace, it can happen. There's pieces of peaceful connection. There's people in every country of the world that wants peace. Even if not everybody does, there are people in every country that does. So tap into the people that do want peace. Do you believe that's possible? Say you're trying to manifest, you want to write a book. Do you believe that you have the abilities to write a book? Do you believe that other people would enjoy reading your book? Do you believe you can find a publisher for your book? Or do you believe you can self-publish, right? You have to believe it in order for it to happen, right? You can't just like, do you believe you're going to win the lottery? If you don't believe it, you won't be able to. Do you believe you can find love? Do you believe you can manifest an ideal career? You have to believe it first. Belief is paramount. What is your inner talk? Is that aligned with what you're trying to manifest or create? Is that positive, right? Do you believe, you're trying to believe you can manifest abundance, but you just keep thinking about where you don't have enough, right? Are you speaking that out? What comes out of your mouth? You can really tell your beliefs by what you say. You're trying to manifest abundance, yet you're already like, I'm sorry, I can't do that. I'm broke. I don't have enough money for that. Like, what's coming out of your mouth? Is it aligned with what you're trying to manifest, right? And then what are your actions that you're taking towards the whatever goal, whatever it is that you're trying to create? If you're trying to create peace on the planet, are you creating peace within your own life? Are you creating peace in the relationships with the people that you touch? That's a way to create peace and manifest it. Is there a creative project? Do you believe you can write a song? Are you putting energy into that? Like, are you taking action? So in order to manifest, belief, thoughts, speech, and actions all have to be aligned. And you have to have a vision for what it is that you want to manifest. So if you don't have a vision, this is a great week to get one and to plant the seeds and to visualize it. The very least action that you can take towards anything is a vision for what you want. So this is a new moon week. This is a great week for you to get a vision, put energy out there, and get in touch with your ability to manifest, for you to be a creator in your life and to participate in creating the highest vibration possible for the planet. This is a divine energy. This is like you getting in touch with your divine higher self and knowing that you can affect the world around you in a positive way. What are you feeling called to manifest and create in your life? Ask yourself that question. What are you feeling called to manifest in your life? What are you being called to create in your life, in your relationships, in your work, in your physical body, in your home? This is a powerful week for making it happen, or at least getting it started, getting it initiated. Yeah, super powerful here. I'm really seeing the monk in his robes too here. Like there may be like insight guidance. You may be listening to Thich Nhat Hanh or reading his books, or the Dalai Lama or Pema Chodron or something. You may be tapped into a spiritual teacher and receiving some like inspired guidance from some of the divine people that are walking or have walked this planet as well. Like that could be something that just, oh, wow, that was powerful. So you may receive some inspired guidance from someone else who's put it out there in the universe. Yeah, good week, powerful week. Alrighty, we'll go. Let me take a sip here of my lovely tea, and we'll go to the Libras. What do the Libras need to know? Weird, I'm hearing the song, what goes up must come down. I don't know why. Spinning wheel, spinning round. Talk about your troubles, it's a crying shame. Like there's something about karma, I guess. Cause and effect, what you put out's coming back to you. Watch what you put out. Something you put out is coming back to you. I don't know. It's weird that that song just came up. And maybe it means something personally for one of you Libras, or some of you Libras out there. Oh man, that's my favorite song from my ex, or whatever. I don't know, something. The healing card, once again. Part of me wants to take this card out of the deck because it's come out so many times. But it is the sign of the times right now, is what I'm getting. It's like if it's coming up, there's a reason. Like there's 79 cards in this deck. Never, ever, ever in my 34 years of doing psychic readings have I had one card dominate dailies, weeklies, and personal readings the way this card has. So Libras, your healing energy is needed for the planet, is one of the powerful things I'm getting right now. Like lend your creative vision, your prayer to the planet. Like the planet needs your good positive vibes. The heart chakra here is blooming. You've got some blooming. There can be something in your love life that's blooming, Libras, this week, that's healing. Maybe you're getting your heart healed in a beautiful way this week, or you're providing heart healing for someone else, that you're saying just the right thing for someone to feel loved. You're receiving love. The hands on energy like feels like something you're doing is hands on. So you may literally be putting hands on somebody else. You may be receiving beautiful hands-on energy from someone. It feels powerful. It feels positive. It doesn't like have this sort of a negative. Sometimes this card can feel like, oh, you're in need of healing. It feels like you are healing, is like you are a healer, is what I'm getting with this card, this right now for Libras right now. It's like You are helping to heal your psyche, you're healing your physical body, you're healing your mental, emotional, spiritual body. Like you have been in the process of healing for a while, your own self. So it feels like you can be a channel, you can help heal others. Super powerful, super powerful. Yeah, the planet needs your prayer. The people in your life need your prayers. It's time to suit up and show up as the healer that you are, is what I'm getting, Libras. Yeah. And I know that this card's come up before you before in these. It's come up twice this week in my dailies for everybody. So all hands on deck. I think the healers on this planet are being activated right now. It's go time. And so Libras, if you're watching this and you're a Libra or your moon or your rising is Libra, it's go time. It is time to initiate something. It's time to put something out there. I'm even getting the hands like on a drum or on instruments, painting, writing. There's something about hands being activated. So gardening as well, like whatever you're doing, hands on, playing with Play-Doh with a child, like there's something activated with your hands this week too, Libras. So you may be called upon to help somebody. It could be just in symbolic and helping someone. You may be carrying food to someone. You may be helping drive someone somewhere. Yeah, there's something, I'm just feeling my own hands like activated as I'm talking about this. Like, have you ever had that feeling where all of a sudden you just feel compelled to want to put your hands on somebody? Like you may feel that this week, that you just need to, rub someone's shoulders or give someone a hug, or like I said, give someone something that comes from maybe something you've made, food you've made, or you're handing something off. You're handling something well this week is what I'm getting. It's a positive energy with the Libras and this healing card. That's like, I mean, it's obvious to me with the pandemic on the planet, why this healing card has come up, just that alone. But I feel like it's deeper than just that, deeper than just physical, the need for physical healing. I feel like so many people need psychological healing. Like people are mentally losing it. And I feel like Libras, some of you may feel like you're losing it and need to receive healing. But my take is that most of you are in the position to help someone else feel better emotionally, help someone else. Maybe you need to just tell someone how much you appreciate them. Like listen to your inner promptings about what to say to people, what to do for others. It feels like it's a week of being of service. Like what do you feel guided to do to help someone or someone's in your life? Like it feels like you're being activated to be the healer this week. All right. Scorpio. The postponement card. And I feel like this card's come up for y'all too recently. This is about feeling on hold, that it's not time yet. It also can be depression, that you can feel stuck, that you've got creative chi that is not flowing, or that someone close to you in your life is stuck in depression, cannot get themselves moving. It feels like the color is drained out of their life. This could be about grief, someone you've lost. It can be about a chemical imbalance and you need to get some B vitamins, some flaxseed oil. You need to get some pharmaceuticals maybe for depression if it's been going on for a long time. I feel like I've said this before to the Scorpios. So if I'm repeating myself and you have yet to take action on these issues, it's time to take action. It feels like if you're stuck in a rut, you need help. Again, it could be even Chinese herbs that you can take to shift the psyche if it's a chemical imbalance. It could be just temporary for some of you, that you're just stuck or you just haven't feel motivated or it's not quite time yet. It could be just the literal postponement. Something's being postponed. You have to wait. It's not time yet. Um, it could be frustrating because if this has come up again and again and again, it may be something completely different than the last time this card come up. Like, oh, well, last week or the week before, this was stuck and this wasn't happening. This week, it's something else. So it could be feeling like you're just getting one thing after another after another. I mean, the South Node is moving through your sign. So there's a clearing happening. You're releasing stuff. So this could be you're feeling funky emotionally, can be as a result of old karmic baggage just coming to the surface, right? It feels like some of you are stuck in a negative habit or behavior, an addictive behavior of some sort. Could be gambling, could be overeating or overindulging in alcohol or, you know, drugs. It could be, that, codependent relationship that's making you whacked. Um, it feels like the addictive nature is out and that you don't feel like your higher self is out. The encouragement about this card is like, if you just look, if this person would just turn their head and look, they can be inspired by their environment. So I get that you have someone, something right around you close that can affect a change. You may need to pick up a pen and write. You may pick up an instrument and play. You may need to be put on music and dance. You maybe need to write a poem, speak your truth in some way. There is stuck chi that needs to move. Chanting, swimming, walking, doing some yoga. It feels like you need some fun. Go out and watch some comedy. Put on a comedy, uh, you know, Google comedians and just like it feels like you need to laugh and just tap back into the joy. Like there's some color here on the shirt that's like moving towards the heart chakra. So I feel like you're coming out of it, that you're about to turn the corner with this energy, Scorpios. But like I said, I know this card has come up recently more than once, I feel, um, for y'all. It feels like this may be the third time that this card has come up for Scorpios recently. So time to shift it, time to get out of the deep, dark caverns that you've been hiding in. Climb out from under the rocks, Scorpios. Become the phoenix rising, right? Like let something fall to the ground, let something fall away. You need help, I'm getting. Call a friend, ask for help, go to a 12-step group and get some support from other people who are struggling with the same addiction you are, if that's what's going on. Call someone, say you need help getting to a doctor or psychiatrist if you know it's a chemical imbalance and it has not shifted and you need some help. Go to an acupuncturist and tell them you've been struggling with depression and get some Chinese herbs. There's all kinds of things. Go to Whole Foods and tell the person in the vitamin section, what can I do for depression? Get some help, right? Again, it could be not you, it could be someone in your life. So you may be the one to have to facilitate someone else getting help in all these same ways, right? Can I make the doctor's appointment for you? Can I drive you to Whole Foods and we'll go find something? Can I take you to the acupuncturist so you can get some Chinese herbs, right? Bach flowers may also be good. Bach, like the composer, flowers, you can Google that and go to the specific emotional dis-ease that you're having. Most Whole Foods have a whole selection of Bach flowers. You can go and look at them there because I'm getting flower essences might be really helpful too, especially if you're super sensitive, because they can help just on a real subtle body level shift your emotions. So yeah, this is something breaking down so something new can break through is what I'm getting. All right. We'll go on to the Sagittariuses. What do the Sages need to know? The Harmony card is coming up for y'all. This could be a relationship coming in. that feels harmonious. It feels like something you've been wanting or longing for. It's coming from the heart chakra. This card also depicts psychically tapping in to someone that you love, getting psychic abilities when it comes in connection with someone else, like someone crosses your radar. You think of Fred and Fred calls you. You think of Stephanie and Stephanie just pops by. You know, there's some sort of simpatico with connection. There's a divine connection too. These two dolphins are swimming together. So do you believe it's possible to have harmony in your relationships? Are you holding a vision for that? If you are, you could really see that manifest in a real way this week. If you've got a psychic connection with someone that's not in your life anymore, either they've crossed over or they're just not physically present, you may feel that they're thinking of you. You may feel from the other side someone reaching out, someone, it's heart ties, like someone you've been heart connected with. There's this connection between the heart and the third eye here. So there's a beautiful harmonious connection, harmony, showing up in some powerful way, but it may be like in your dreams. It may be just psychically. You may just feel it psychically instead of real. Like, again, I'm feeling like loved ones that have crossed over could be and there's like the two dolphins coming in, so it could be two different loved ones that have crossed over, or maybe this is a couple that you know that have both crossed. Could be two different people that both kind of contact you at the same time. But I get that some of you are having like psychic connections from loved ones that are either somewhere else on the planet or have crossed over out of their bodies in this lifetime. There's a desire for harmony and peace. There's love in your heart. Um, it could physically be showing up in relationships too. You could have a new relationship come in that you're like, oh, I know you. There could be a past life flashback energy happening here. Like, we've been together before kind of feeling. Someone could come in like that, or just feeling called to, if you're single, you may be called to getting on a dating site. If you're already in a relationship, you may have like this rebirth, beautiful experience in your relationship this week. At any rate, it feels peaceful. It feels lovely. There's the element of water, drinking more water, soaking in the tub, being around like a babbling brook or a waterfall or a fountain energy for peace. It feels like a peaceful week, harmony, finding that things just flow in your interactions with others this week. So it feels like it's just a really lovely flow. I feel like people are coming in though. So it could be clients coming in, whatever your work is. There's just more, like everybody's in a better mood. Everybody's more focused on being in harmony with each other, creating peace instead of war in your life. You may be thinking, praying for what's going on in the Ukraine, and seeing a vision of peace, hearing good news. This is positive this week though, Sagittarius. I really feel like someone is sending you a psychic message, really getting that strong. It's almost like this dolphin wants to dive into the third eye. So I feel like someone is sending you a message again. It's to me, it's not someone who's physically in your life, someone who wants to meet you. Maybe it's your future love. Maybe it is a loved one, someone else that's coming into your life. It could be a future child or future grandchild, depending on who you are and what your age is. But it feels like some message is trying to come. It could just even be your spirit guides, angels trying to deliver a message, trying to show you something. You may be having some vivid dreams this week. So pay attention to your intuition and all the ways that it shows up this week. And it does feel like it's a beautiful, harmonious week for the Sagittarius. Capricorns. Okay. I'm just going to draw this because this is the card that dropped out. And as I turned the deck over, this was here. So I feel like this is for y'all. This is the comparison card. This is when you are comparing yourself to someone else, or you're comparing people in your life, apples to oranges. This is an oak tree. This is a bamboo. The oak tree should not compare itself to the bamboo, and vice versa. There's something unique about what you bring to the table, what you are offering. You don't need to compare yourself to anyone else, right? It's like you bloom, you be you, boo. Like you do you. What do you do to the best? Doesn't matter if someone else does it better or worse than you. Like, just, are you comparing yourself to someone or something else out in your environment? Like, I feel like there's some, yeah, worried about what other people, like, are you too much on social media wondering what other people are doing? um are you wondering what other people think? It shouldn't matter. Like, do what feels good for you. Do you feel good with your actions? Do you feel good with your life? If you don't, you can make the appropriate changes to feel better. The only person you should compare yourself to is the person you were yesterday, right? Are you a better version of yourself today than yesterday? Are you making improvement in your life? Are you headed in the right direction for you? Doesn't matter what anyone else thinks. It doesn't matter anyone else that's your age, what they're doing. Oh, I should have done it by now. Or do not compare your life with anybody else's. Compare your relationship with anyone else's relationship. Compare your job with anybody else's job, your child with anybody else's children, your life, your physical body with someone else's physical body, right? What can you do to make your life better today? What can you do to improve yourself? This is you with you. This is not about comparison. So this card just, yeah, feels super strong. Take your attention off of the world around you and just focusing it on you. It feels like it's really good to go into a quiet meditation, go for a run, go for a walk, soak in the tub, whatever you can do to shut off. I mean, just getting your mind has been intense. I mean, you've got Pluto and all this energy going on in your sign. So you can just be feeling like you're going some cray cray because your life is being transformed in a major way. So breathe deeply, invite the change. Where do you need to make a change? Is it with your habits and how you take care of yourself? Is it how you feed yourself? Is it how you move your body? Is it in your meditation time? Do you need to shift something in your environment? Do you need to feng shui your house so that you feel better at home, or your work space? This is about you making changes to make you feel better and not to compare yourself with anybody else. Did that come through? I feel like I've said that enough. Look at what's good about you. All right. Hitting that rose quartz there, like there's something about self-love that's really important, and you may need to get some chunks of rose quartz. There's a huge chunk of rose quartz, Capricorns, that may also be essential, like just to up the volume on self-love. Get some rose essential oil, whatever makes your heart feel open and softer. You may need to like get some really cuddly pajamas to curl up with, a soft blanket. Like, it feels like you need to nurture yourself and really generate self-love and compassion. Okay, that's all. Aquarians. Number 3, third time. I shouldn't be surprised anymore with this healing card. Jeez Louise. Okay, it came up for the Libras. It came up for, I believe, the Geminis. Like, I've already gone over this card twice before. I'm feeling that rather than be in need of healing, that this is about activating the healer within you. What can you do in service of mankind? What can you do for others? How can you help others? So you can go back and watch what I just said about for the Libras, because I feel like that is going to resonate with y'all as well. I mean, Libras are air signs, y'all are air signs. So I feel like whatever I said to the Libras is super, super important. I feel like I said it to the Geminis, it feels like all the air signs got this healing card. So there's something about putting healing vibration out into the air. Also breathing deeply, like you may need to really do some breath work this week, focusing on breath in your meditations, getting something off your chest. You may just speak up to feel um, that you're being heard, or to channel some information to someone else. You need to, if something's impressing on you that way, I feel like somebody needs to speak up, speak your truth to someone. So interesting that all three of the air signs got the healing card. I mean, I this card has been coming up more than any other card ever in my whole history of doing readings. Has this card been prominent? So to me, that's just what's happening right now on the planet, that the healers, which you Aquarians definitely are being activated to step into your fullness of your healing abilities, whatever those are. Like, even if it's just prayer for others in your own home, being of service to others in whatever way you feel called to. Um, Go back and listen to what I said for Libra, because it's going to be important to you as well. Also, Gemini, if you want to check that out as well, the air signs are being activated, is all I'm saying. Like, that's really interesting to me. That, I mean, this is crazy. Part of me wants, I said this for the Libra, part of me wants to take this card out of the deck because it's been coming out so much. But no, there's a reason that this card keeps coming up again and again and again. It came up twice this week in my dailies. It's been coming up in everybody's private readings. Like there is a need for healing on the planet. What's gone down in the Ukraine this week is an obvious example of how this globe, this world needs peace and healing. Psychological, we need healing. There's a lot of people struggling mentally with anxiety and depression. And if that's you, um, there's a need to reach out to somebody else to get some help. I feel more likely though, it's you being activated as a healer. It's time to step up to the plate and, like I said, at the very least, pray for others. But you may be literally feel called to reach out and call people. Like, don't ignore your intuition in any way when it comes to other people this week. Somebody comes across your radar. If they don't turn around and then call or text you after they came across your radar, call them, go see them, write them an email, text them. There's a need to connect with others and channel healing energy this week, the last several months. But this week it's y'all. It's the air signs being activated this week. Powerful. Now we go to Pisces. And we've got the playfulness card for the Pisces. It feels like finally something fun, some good news. I get to be joyful. I get to get in touch with my inner child. I get to play with literally with children that could be happening for Pisces. There's something about your child. There's also the clown face going on here. So this can also represent someone who's like, oh, I'm fine. And they're really not. And only you know if you're feeling called to reach out to a child, whether that's a small child or a grown child. There is, maybe you've been playing and now it's time to get serious. Like, you may have already been in play mode. I mean, it's your birthday time, right? A lot of you guys are having your birthday. So this could be celebration and just having fun. And now it's time to get back to work, or you've been working and now it's time to play. It's various depending on who you are and what's been going on. But this is about tapping into joyful spirit, I'm seeing all this activated light. This is like really getting in touch with your spirit guides and the angels that are around you. What are you feeling guided and prompted to do with your energy? Um, and I'm just even seeing fullness and not just play. Like, do you feel the fullness of spirit within you? Do you feel the fullness of your potential? Um, it just feels like, do you feel grateful? Um, Focusing on gratitude, focusing on what you can enjoy about your life. What is there to enjoy? What can you look at and laugh at in your life? Where can you find pleasure? Where can you feel full of joy? How can you feel full of joy? Is there someone in your life that you can call up that's going to make you laugh? Can you go see a comedy? Can you go see a play? And what do you do for play? Are you having fun? Are you creating space and time for fun in your life and time for play? Um, yeah, it feels like this is a week to enjoy. You may not be able to work this week. You may like, I'm not really, can't keep my attention on it. Like, and I do feel like it's a need to redirect your attention from the heavy, intensive energy that's been going on to a newer energy. I mean, the new moon's happening in your sign this week. So this can be initiate. You can feel it personally, like something's being activated to start something new for yourself in a fundamental way, a new exercise program that is fun, a new way to eat that you'll enjoy. Whatever it is, it feels like bring joy to it. But there's something new that you guys, I feel like this new moon in your sign is personal. There's something personal. It's time to start. You may have already been thinking about it, or it may just bubble up here in the next couple days. Have a ritual around this new moon, like do something symbolic to initiate whatever this new thing you want to have happen. Do you want a new person to come into your life? Do you want to have a new home, a new career? What is it that you're wanting new in your life that's going to bring you more joy, more sense of fulfillment in your life? Because it feels like it's a time to initiate, go after it this week, create a vision for it. And engage your spirit guides. Let them help you. Let them come in and make it happen, lift you up. All right, that's what I'm getting for all 12 signs. If you've watched this whole thing, thank you for your long attention. Appreciate you. Again, subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Share this with your friends. Tune into my daily TikTok. I'm like drawing a blank. It's because it's at the end now. So I put daily 1 minute, 59-second videos out on Facebook, on Instagram, on TikTok. I put those links, how you can look me up below. Is there anything else I need to say? Let's all keep holding prayers for Ukraine in particular, but for the world. Peace.